Welcome back, guys. We're playing Minecraft on the PS4, and I think we're okay. So, the last episode, we left on a little bit of a note of uncertainty. But you know what? I think we're going to be alright. So, guys, what I'm going to do eventually is I want glass to be at this level here because I do want water back over top of this. I want this thing to be fully submerged. You know what I mean? Obviously, the inside's not going to have water in it, but I want this entire square, of glass to be under the water. I want this thing actually under the water. I do not want this top, above the water this way. So I'm going to be doing that eventually. But first, we need to actually finish glassing the back of this off. And this is the last little bit we need to do, so we're so close. And I just want to let you guys know we are in peaceful mode right now. Now, this isn't something that I do, but I did it just for this particular moment anyway, because of course, the last episode, we weren't sure if this world was going to bite the dust or not. And those guardians, dude, that thing is OP. I mean, it's so efficient. The spawn area is really not even that big, honestly, but it's so efficient. Guardians are spawning like mad in there, and then there are particle effects because then they're hitting the lava, and they're catching on fire, and then the lava is popping, and, they're dropping stuff, and then the hoppers are working to deposit the items into the chest. And then I'm still wandering around, working and mining, and there's tiles dropping on the ground and floating in the air, and there's animals everywhere. So there's just, a lot happening. And I'm just, with the problem we had in the last episode, I'm a little afraid that it's going to do that again, But I fixed it, it seems, anyway. I played for like 3 hours yesterday working on this area some more, and it seems okay. So maybe I fixed it. I sure hope. So what I did was, pretty simple. I mean, I guess this would be pretty much your basic fix for anybody having this particular problem. I uninstalled and reinstalled the game. So I just deleted Minecraft and reinstalled it. I did not delete my save files, but I do have PlayStation Plus, so they are backed up on the cloud. But I just deleted it and reinstalled it, and then just to check it out, I made a copy of the save that was flipping out on me, and so I'm actually playing on that copy now, and it's totally fine, at least that I can tell. So I really think I fixed it. I think I managed to, get it working, because at the end of that last video, it had happened like 3 times in 10 to 15 minutes tops, and I've been playing for hours. Not now. I just turned on my PlayStation. I just woke up. But, for hours yesterday, and there was not a single problem. However, the frame dips and everything when I'm really working in here, just makes me a little bit nervous. So I did put it on peaceful just for this particular part. If I'm not working in this area, I will put it back on hard mode. But I just really feel, I'm sorry if you guys feel like that means I'm cheating, but I just really feel like I need to be careful, I mean, so that doesn't mean that every time I come over here I'm going to put it on peaceful, obviously. Just while I'm really getting in there and working, I'm, breaking blocks, and there's particles, and there's tiles everywhere and stuff like that. Just, while we're really in the thick of the building process. So, I don't want to ruin anything. Let me just use this last little bit of glass. And also I got some new subscribers from the last video. Brand new people, saying, hey man, good video, I subbed to you. I'd like to thank you guys, because in that last video I shared a pretty intense story about something that happened in my life, and honestly, I'm surprised that somebody viewing the channel for the first time and hearing a story like that would want to subscribe. So I was kind of surprised by that. Thanks guys, I really appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. But yeah, let's see here. Oh no, I didn't mean to fall, but it's okay. I have feather falling for days. So yeah, you guys can probably already see, my frame rate is hiccuping just as we speak right now. I'm hoping, I can get rid of some of these right now, actually. I'm hoping that, as I put more of these, because obviously, there were, let me see here. There were these kind of blocks. There were Prismarine bricks in place of all of these sea lanterns. And I really wanted to light this thing up. So I put sea lanterns down, and, they do have a small animation, if you can see that right there. They have a very small animation. And so, you know, I feel like that might be lagging it a bit, but that's okay. I suppose I can deal with that. But you know what? I think if I can get rid of some of the torches in the area where these are located, you know, maybe that'll help too. Because, wow, look at that. See, it's like the frame rate really drops when I look this way. I'm not sure why. But, you know, there's particulate effects and stuff from the torches and everything. And, you know, there's lighting calculations the game has to perform and stuff. So, you know, I'm thinking maybe this will help too. I'm really trying to be careful. I honestly have to say that if I feel like if I had a PS4 Pro, this wouldn't have happened. You know, I mean, other than the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One S, other than the, you know, souped up versions of these consoles, PlayStation 4 is the superior console when it comes to processing power and speed. You know, and it's having issues like this too, so, you know, it just makes me worry. And it makes me think that if I had a PS4 Pro with its more powerful, you know, processor and stuff, that I actually could have avoided this. But I don't know. I'm just hemming and hawing, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm just really putting too much of a job on my PlayStation now. Really, I don't know. And you know, the thing was too is I was thinking yesterday when I'm, you know, trying to fix this, I was thinking to myself, man, you know what? If this doesn't work, I don't know if I want to start a new season on my console. I might want to wait until I get a PC. You know, because I've had other large build worlds before too, that after I built, you know, to a certain amount, you know, and they got pretty large, then the world didn't want to work right anymore, you know? And I'm like, dude, if I'm going to keep having that problem on console where I'm, you know, investing my time, like really, really wait, I did something wrong. Okay. No, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna put it where I had it. Where I'm investing my time, you know, really heavily into this, only for it to, you know, eventually like basically tell me, nope, that's enough. You know, when I'm like really getting onto a roll, like that's not cool, dude. I'm not gonna bother, you know, continuing to do a series on, you know, Minecraft console. I'll just stick to PC, which can process it much better when there's, you know, more going on and yada yada. So. But you know what? I got it to work, so at least for now, console Minecraft LPs are safe. But I just want to let you guys know, I mean, you know, if that continues to happen too much, the more we build, I mean, I understand, you know, but if that does continue to happen too much as we build, I'm going to have to say no, guys. I'm not going to be able to do another series because I'm not going to, you know, invest all this time and care and attention to a world only for it to basically tell me I can't do what I want to do. And I know you guys got very invested in this world too. I mean, you guys love it, I know, and I love it too. This is definitely a really good world for me. I'm happy with it, you know, and obviously I don't want to put you guys through that too. So just, it was very frustrating yesterday. I'm so glad we got it worked out though. Let's get this sand all chopped down. I hate it when it does that. I love watching it though. It looks so cool. Oh yeah, and since I, you know, have it on peaceful, I did a lot of work down below it yesterday, and so, you know, I ended up cutting down all my torches, you know, that were on the areas of the ground that I was working. So it's totally dark down there. But again, it's on peaceful, you know, so no mobs are coming in except friendly ones, bats. So there's like bats everywhere down there, and it's super annoying. How much more, dude? Oh my god, man. So by the way, guys, I know that was, again, as I had said, it was an intense story yesterday. But you guys, you know, seemed to enjoy it, and you really liked that, you know, I shared something so personal about myself. Now, obviously, my family and I, we all have, you know, a family joke where we say we're cursed because, unfortunately, you know, we seem to have the kind of family where tragedies seem to happen a lot. So I do have plenty more of those kinds of stories to share with you guys. Not, you know, necessarily all, you know, horrific and as in someone getting terribly hurt, maybe, but, you know, some. But anyway, so I obviously, since those are bum out stories, I'm not going to share those often. You know, I'm going to put a good amount of space between them. But, you know, if you guys enjoy, you know, me sharing personal stuff like that about myself, then let me know, and I'd be happy to share more stories like that with you. Although, again, few and far between because, you know, those are pretty hardcore stories. But they're true. And, you know, some of you went and watched that video of my dad. Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, the guy who made it deserves the attention too, you know. It's only got like 700 something views on that video, and I mean, it's a good video. He did a good job too, him and his, you know, production crew. I mean, he's just a college student, you know, and he wanted to do a film for a film festival, and he dreams of, you know, being a legit Hollywood director one day. And yeah, that's pretty darn cool, I gotta say. So, yeah, I think he did a really good job, man. His crew knew what they were doing. They did a good job too, so they deserve to, you know, have some watches on that video. We're almost there. You know, obviously, guys, today's video, you know, is a little bit more of a chill episode, you know. We're just going to be doing some stuff, you know, kind of... It's going to be a little bit repetitive, excuse me, if I'm honest. God, I've got, like, this phlegm in my throat lately that I just can't seem to not have. But yeah, dudes, we're going to be going kind of just, you know, some simple stuff today. Just kind of moving on out and just doing what we're going to be doing and, you know, getting done what we can get done. So, although this is taking longer than I would like it to. How much freaking more is left? So yeah, I went through and I dug out like all the gravel basically. I mean, there's like, you know, a piece here and there probably that I missed. Yeah, like right there. And then of course against all the wall edges, because I do want the glass to all come down to a uniform bottom area. And to do that as well, I am going to go outside these walls and carve out, like you can see up there, you know, all of that is outside the walls. Get the heck out of my face, Buster. All of that is outside the walls. Buster! Hey. That's right. Couple of Busters. Get out of here, Buster. I'm going to punch you in the face with a flaming stick. That's right. All right. So, all that over there is outside the wall. You know, and I don't like that. You know, it's hugging against the glass and it's cutting off some of the pretty view from outside. You know, so I'm going to go out and I'm going to chisel all that. Oh, and you know, gaps. I almost said glass and then I said gaps. Bats are coming from there too. Yeah, as I was, you know, cutting away at the ground yesterday, I broke through into a little chamber. Wait, is this silk touch? That is silk touch. I gotta repair this one, dudes. I need to, like, you know, go to my home and fix this thing. Obviously, you know, I've been using a lot of shoveling and a lot of, you know, pickaxe and stuff. So, yeah, I've been using just iron pickaxes that I've made with iron I found in here. And, you know, also when I went and would go caving, you know, because, dude, the shovels, even though they might have mending on them, you know, and they're diamond and they have, like, unbreaking 3, when it comes to a shovel with efficiency, anything above 3, really, you know, they just bite through anything that you can use a shovel on. And despite having unbreaking and being made of diamond, they go actually really fast, man. Like, they do. They go really fast, super fast. And, you know, it takes longer to repair them with mending than you'd think. You know, I mean, you do have to stand there for quite some time. I mean, really, if I go to my grinder, you know, and I try to do like a full repair on all my mending stuff, you know, depending on the condition it's in at the time, which I usually go and repair them when they're generally around the same condition each time. You know, it usually takes me like an hour and a half. I mean, like, it takes a long time, dude. I don't want to just stand there all day, you know what I mean? Like, by the time I'm through, I can go, you know, easily from like 20 levels to 55, 60, you know. It's just like, dude, I'm done with this. Let me go. So yeah, all this, man. We want all the inside of this here to be, you know, universal height here. And I have a lot of work to do on the ground in this location. A lot. Excuse me. Let's get this out of here. And yeah, and then again, too, dudes, I need to get out there and cut the ground down. Oh, man, so much work. Why do you do this to yourself, Sovereign? Why? That's because I like it. I like the abuse. Because when it's finished up, I'm like, yeah, never seen that before. To an extent. Some people do. And, you know, dude, you can see where the ground was, you know, when I began this process by looking at the legs of this temple. or monument, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so, you know, there's some areas where it was lower, a block or two. And then there's areas like that, and that, and that, and that, where it was like way up there. And yeah, I'm just kind of like, really? My inventory's like full, man? Dude. Oh, look at he's sleeping. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Yeah, buddy. I hate bat. Look at, dude, there's 4 over there, man. Seriously. There's 5 bats in here altogether. Can we get them from here? We got to arc this up a little bit, so we got to go a little high. Let's go there. Oh, biatch, what's up? Oh, look at that. Just call me Cupid. Just call me Cupid, baby. Bam. Oh, and it's almost Valentine's Day, too, so that's perfect. My birthday is in like 2 weeks. I'm going to be 29. 1 year away from being officially an old fart. I can't believe I'm almost 30 years old. I say this all the time. I'm still such a child. You know, I don't want to grow up. I really don't. You know, there's too much I have that I want to do in my life still. Alright, let's get these sand blocks up in here. This poor thing has been running in overdrive. Do we have... No, oh, we don't. Crap, we're freaking running out. Alright, we gotta get some more fuel. But it's cool. I mean, I've been saving, you know, the... Oh, no, I want those. I've been saving the coal, you know, on the ground in here. For that, you know. So, looks like I need it. We need some fuel because we're out. And if that first one's out, I usually keep them relatively even with their supply of coal. So if that one furnace is out, then the other one is very, very soon to be. It's probably only got 1 or 2 pieces of coal left in it. So 365, 47, 20. What up? All right, let's go get some coal. Yeah, and dudes, like, there's a lot of gold in here, man. Look at this. Gold. Gold. And there's some gold right here. And I think there was some more somewhere. I don't know. And by the way, I saw water leaking. Oh, also, you remember that room when I was building the farm up there, and there was that room that still had water in it? So yeah, I went in, and yeah, I think there's water right there. I think that's what that weird texture, lighting texture is looking like. Yeah, but you know, anyway, so I went in there, and I got rid of the water, and it obviously had never been there before because it led to another sponge room. So cool. Yeah, dudes, another sponge room. That's pretty sweet. So I have like, I don't know, a lot of sponges now, guys. I have a lot of sponges. It's pretty good stuff. And more coal. Nope. Okay. Yeah, that was pretty sweet. I'm like, oh, dude, nice, man. No freaking way. I have over 2 stacks of sponges now, so that's all right. I'm happy with that. I am definitely going to make a giant fish tank. Giant fish tank, you guys. I'm going to make a giant fish tank. I've never seen one before. I'm going to make one. Well, actually, I kind of have seen a fish tank. I saw it on that dude Storm Frenzy I was telling you guys about. He did have a fish tank in one of his worlds. I forgot about that, which was cool. But I'm going to make like a huge fish tank. Like, I want to make like a marina. You know what I mean? Like I do. I really want to make a marina. I almost said an arena. I don't want to make an arena. Never have anybody in here to fight in an arena. Alright, we got some coal. Let's get some more now. I'm glad we found so many patches of it, because it turns out we really needed it. I still have a lot of stuff I'm going to need to cook in that smelterator, so... Yes. Any more? I'm sure there's... Yeah, there's some more. And a bat hanging out. I don't know if I can hit this guy. He's pretty far under there. What's up? My God. It's a massacre. I almost feel bad. Almost. But then I decided I didn't. You know, if I cut these out, it's going to flood this place, and I'm not much in the mood for that, so. Cool. Yeah, alright, dudes. There we go. Yeah, there we good. Got 2 and almost 3 stacks, so. I'll be able to put 64, 64, and then 30 and 30 on each side. So 94 coal on each side. And that should, I think, should be able to do the remaining stuff in there that I'm going to need it to do. So hopefully I have enough sand in there and you know, enough glass that it'll be able to finish doing the amount of glass I needed to do so that I can finish roofing off this bad boy, because I mean, I want to do that. So yes. Alright, let's see. No, what am I doing? So we got 64 and then 30. 64 and then 30. Awesome sauce. Get rid of this poo-poo. Alright, let's go, look at it. It looks awesome. Looks awesome. Let's go to work. Almost back. So as soon as I said, let's get to work, I turned right around and remembered I needed another pickaxe. So I was just going to repair the one I was using, but I'm like, no, dude, that's going to take too long, and I'm not up for that today, you know what I mean? So I just want to, like, do. I want to do some work. So I was like, you know what? I know. If you guys recall, in my several trips to the end cities, I picked up quite a few really good diamond pieces of equipment, you know, tools and stuff like that. And I have like an exact copy of that pickaxe, basically, because again, you know, I was finding that very same pickaxe in a chest in the end city. So it had Fortune 3 on it to begin with, and it had Unbreaking 3 on it to begin with, I believe. I'm pretty sure it had Fortune 3 and something with Unbreaking. I think it was 3, but it might have only been like 2 or something. And then it had some kind of efficiency on it as well. I may have put another axe together with it to get efficiency 5 and the Unbreaking 3, if it wasn't already Unbreaking 3. And then I also do have Mending on it too. So yeah, this is like a literal exact copy of my other axe, because that other axe was also the base axe pickaxe of it, was one of the end city pickaxes that I found in a chest. And you know, instead of me just, you know, respawning the Ender Dragon with the end crystals and killing it again and getting a new portal to open up, I prefer just resetting the end city, because number one, you get way more experience when you reset and kill the Ender Dragon instead of just respawning it. Number two, everything I want is within that one end city that spawns, so I'm cool. Alright, so, you know, we're going to do some work now. So yeah, I got plenty more good, you know, equipment and stuff, tools and whatnot at home. I actually haven't been back to the end since, like, when I recorded my last end video, so I don't know. I'm going to need to go there soon, because I really am wanting to, you know, use more end rods too. I love that they put new lighting sources in this game. You know, we had torches, we had glowstone, we had redstone lamps, and then, you know, not too long ago, we got aqua lamps, sea lanterns, whatever. Sea lanterns, that's it. But, you know, and now we have end rods, which I love. I mean, it's great. I'm so glad we're getting new light sources, and I actually hope they, you know, put in more as well. So more new light sources would be great. But you know what? I think for now, at least, my new favorite light source block is going to be the sea lanterns. I'm not sure why. I just really like them. I just think they're pretty nice. Stupid bats. God, I hate bats. Oh, guys, also, you know, real quick, I just want to say to you as well, I know some people, you know, they hate when people, like, talk about, like, really, you know, personal stories, like I did the other day. And I just want to assure you guys that I wasn't in any way, you know, trying to bum you out or seek sympathy or pity from you, because I know some people do that. I know some people, like, you know, they love people's pity, you know. Really, the whole idea, you know, behind me sharing stuff like that with you is I like that, you know, my subscribers know who I am as a person. I don't just want to be a voice, you know, behind a game that you hear. I want you guys to know who I am. I want you to know me as a person. And you know what? We all have some serious struggles in our lives. We all really do. You know what I mean? And, like, unless we're super lucky, that is. We all have those struggles in our life. And you know what? I don't mind letting you guys know, you know, that I'm a human too. You know, I've had my own struggles as well. I want to come across to you guys as a human being, you know, and not an untouchable YouTuber that you're a fan of or something. You know what I mean? So, you know, I just wanted to clarify that. I mean, really, I'm not, you know, I'm not going for your pity or anything. I mean, I appreciate your guys' heartfelt condolences. But again, my dad is alive, you know, and he's well. It's, you know, of course, hard for him being blind after, you know, going 47 years of his life with vision. You know, because it's one thing if you're born blind, you don't know what you're missing. You know, this way he totally knows what he's missing, and he hasn't seen my daughter since she was 1 year old, and she's 10 now. And he's never been able to see my son. Now, when I say see, I don't mean that, like, I never bring my grandkids over. I mean, like, actually see with his eyes, because obviously he doesn't have any now. Yeah, and those of you that watched the video, again, you got a little, you know, more of an insight into, like, kind of what went wrong. You know, it's a little more intense than I'm sure you actually thought it was, huh? It's pretty crazy, man. But, you know, something else I'd like to say, too, and I didn't say it in the video yesterday, but, you know, why my dad's boss, Travis, was covered in his blood was because he kept my dad alive. As far as I'm concerned, you know, Travis saved my father's life. I mean, you know, the doctors, of course, did too. But the thing is, you got to keep a person alive before that happens, right? You know, and the reason Travis was covered in my father's blood is because after the accident, Travis, you know, again, Billy died, and I am so sorry to his family for that. But, you know, my dad obviously looked worse. They didn't know Billy had suffered such internal injuries. But, you know, either way, my dad was still worse, and, you know, it was obvious by looking at him, you know. So, of course, most attention went straight to my father to begin with. And, you know, and when it happened, Travis ran to my father, and he got down on the ground, and he held my father. You know, and he held him in his arms, and he talked to him. I'm gonna cry just talking about it. I don't want to, you know, bum you guys out. I just wanted to share this part of the story with you because it's important to me, you know, and you guys should know how important the role was that Travis played in that. So anyway, you know, Travis, you know, held my father like in his arms. You know, he was like on the ground on his knees, and he pulled my dad up. My dad was, you know, leaning on him. He held my father. And he did the thing that you're supposed to do in that situation. He asked him questions, you know, many, many questions. You know, tell me about your son. Tell me about your daughter. Tell me about your grandkid. Tell me about, you know, your wife, your marriage. What do you like? He kept my dad talking. And that kept my dad from falling asleep. Which, you know, I can guarantee you if he had fallen asleep, he would have passed in his sleep. I mean, you know, that's the way the body works. I have a pretty good medical background, you know, so don't ever think I'm full of crap. I know what I'm talking about. My whole family's in the medical field. You know, my grandmother, my mom, and, you know, I've studied medicine and radiology myself. You know, when the body tries to go to sleep after a traumatic event like that, that's the body's way of coping with it. You know, that's the body's way of, you know, your body's job is to protect you. You know what I mean? It doesn't want to keep you awake during a situation like that. That goes the opposite of what it's supposed to do for you. And, you know, so Travis knew that if my dad went to sleep, he would not wake up. That was his body's way of giving up. So, you know, he kept him alive, and I mean, kept him talking, and I thank Travis very much. You know, I mean, Travis is a good man. He kept my dad alive long enough for the hospital to save his life. It's amazing, and I owe Travis that, and I know Travis was racked with guilt over what happened. He's the foreman, you know, and he felt like it was his responsibility, but you know, wasn't. I mean, things happen, you know. Things happen that we can't help. And Travis was racked with guilt after that day, you know. I mean, 2 of his employees were severely injured. One passed away. The other one barely made it through. You know, he had to hold him in his arms, you know, getting covered in his blood. And I mean, guys, those of you that saw the video, you know what I'm talking about. When I mentioned a horror movie, you know what it looks like. You know what the scene of the accident looks like. You know what my dad looked like in the hospital. You could barely tell he was a person. It was horrible. So, you know, he immediately sold the business after that happened. He didn't want to do it anymore. He was done. But Travis, I know you'll probably never ever hear this, man, but thank you. I thank you very much, sir. I really, really do. And then one more thing. You know, the crane operator, they tried to, you know, pin it on the crane operator. I mean, I get it. You know, you gotta figure out what went wrong, right? But when I worked there for the short period of time that I did, you know, I'd never done a construction job before. You know, I have to admit, I was a little bit of a pansy. You know, I mean, my body wasn't prepared for the work. And, you know, I mean, I did the work, but my God, I was so incredibly sore when I came home, man. And they were long hour days, you know, I mean, I was working like 15-hour days. Like, it's insanely long. You know, so like my first day, I totally forgot to bring lunch because I mean I got up at like 4 a.m. You start work when it's dark and then you end work when it's dark. So I mean I was so tired I forgot. And so Waylon, the crane operator, nicest guy on the crew in my opinion. Not that anybody was a jerk. Waylon was just super nice, and he shared his lunch with me the first day. And he loved all those guys he worked with, I mean, they were like his brothers, it's the crew. And they tried to blame him for the accident, when that happened. And I mean, I know that Waylon wouldn't have done that, I mean, I'm not saying on purpose, but he wouldn't have done that on accident either. I mean, he knew what he was doing. He was operating cranes for years and years. So if, Waylon is ever out there, his kids are ever out there hearing this, I don't believe he did that. I don't believe it was his fault. He knows what he's doing. And I do not blame him for that. So, guys, alright, I'm off the subject now. I just wanted to say those last few things. I got so emotional telling the story yesterday that I so left out some parts that I felt were important, and I wanted to share them with you. But yeah, it was, pretty intense. I mean, pretty intense stuff. But thank you guys for, listening, for being so, kind and cool about it. I know it's hard for you to hear sometimes, and but, again, I did warn you all at the beginning of the video. It was going to be a pretty intense, emotional story. So if you guys have an issue with it, I'm sorry I warned you. But, yeah. So let's move on now. So, yeah, again, guys, thank you for all your support with that and everything. Everything's cool. It was years ago. I mean, it was 9 years ago. My dad's all right. He's alive. Well, thank God is an expression, but you guys know I'm not really religious. But, whatever. Thank God. Thank God he's alive. Again, he's my stepdad, but he's raised me. He's done the dad thing, man. He's my dad as far as I'm concerned. So, I was raised most of my life by my mom and my sister, and then he came along, and it was like, oh, cool, I got a man in the freaking house, dude. For once. He's a good man. He's very caring, and I mean, I think maybe that's where I get a lot of it from. I mean, I've always been a caring person, but those of you that watch that video, that documentary, he mentions helping people, and how much he cares and loves people. And I never really paid attention to that part, I guess, I mean, I never realized that. It's true. And, I'm thinking maybe he helped get me to be the person that I am now, so. Because you guys know I do care about people, I mean, that's what we're here for, right? At least that's my opinion, I mean, everybody asks what the meaning of life is. Oh, hello. But you know what? I personally don't believe there's necessarily a meaning of life because, again, I don't believe that things were, specifically done in a certain way. But if there was a meaning of life, I would say it's people. Being there for people and, caring about people. We're all here. We're on the same planet. Most of us go through the same struggles. We're all very, very similar in many, many ways that we seem to forget, So, what's wrong with being there for one another, right? Alright guys, I'm going to get some work done on this bad boy. I'm going to plow through here a little bit and just really try and rock some more of this out. You know what? I probably should have brought some TNT, but at the same time, on stone, TNT really doesn't do so good. Unless you, really bury it in there. But you know what? It's cool. I'm going to get some work done on this, guys. Alright, so I'm switching it back into hard. And, you know, I don't feel right, you know, playing in peaceful. I mean, you know, it's not like having, you know, hostile mobs around really makes that much of a difference for me because, like, I almost never ever die. And if I do, it's usually because I made a mistake, you know, I fell or whatever. But you know what? I still don't like, you know, feeling like I'm not doing something I should be doing. However, I should have, you know, maybe lit it up down here before I went and, you know, turned on hard mode. But that's alright. It's cool. But, you know, I needed a break from this for just a little bit. And so, yeah. Done a lot of work down here today now, but, I mean, I need a break from it. I've already, like, done just so much. You know, I'm gonna have to maybe go down there and check out some more. There's a lot of iron and coal around here, you know? I mean, it'd be a good idea to not waste it, so. Yeah, so we're gonna do you know, just a tiny little bit of designy work. I mean, it's not totally ready to yet, so I'm not gonna do a whole lot there, but hang on just a second, zombie man. I will take you down in a moment. Oh, oh, I hate skellies. Back up, Buster. So loud. Yeah, you know, now that I'm going to be doing some designy stuff with these types of blocks, yeah, I'm going to need the guardians to be spawning again, because, you know, I'm going to go through them really quick, so, but that's alright, because, you know what, I have a infinite supply. Go ahead and blow up. Thank you. Help me carve out a little 2x2 spot in the floor. You know what, dudes? I'm using a lot of torches. It's freaking crazy. Hello, spider. Oh, my gold. Oh, he didn't blow it up. Oh, so let him blow up. Darn it. Oh, well. Just a minute. Oh! Criminy. Okay, alright. Dude, let's just freaking light this up already, man. They're trying to kill me. Oh, for the love of godness, man. Butthole. Man. Dude, alright, so. Yeah, need to get some, you know, sea lanterns going here, man. That thing, I'm gonna have to, what I plan to do, you know, is like maybe dig even deeper, and I think I'm gonna have like a huge, you know, like treasure chest room thing. Cause like, you know what, this thing is freaking OP, guys. You know, I mean, I'd like just put it on hard, you know, a few minutes ago, right? And, dude, hold on, let's go and, you know what, I will, hello. Oh, Christ. And, I will show you. Are you the same one? Huh? And I will show you how much we've gotten in that short time, so. Gotta finish lighting it up. God, this is crazy. Man, dude, I'm using all my torches. Sucks. And I actually left a stack at home, too, because I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm not gonna need all those freaking torches. But it appears, yes, I am going to. So, you know, it's cool, though. It's alright. It's alright. Oops, silk touch. Well, you know what? No. Thinking out loud here. I think we're good, at least for the most part, anyway. So, hey, man, what's up, dude? That's a cool little shovel you got. Oh man. Alright, guys, cool. So now, let's use that. Now, I've used all the remaining glass that I had too, and, I glassed off as much of the top as I could. So, yeah. I'm going to have to get a lot more sand probably. Yeah, so look at that, guys. Man, that's crazy. Now, some of that was already in there, like maybe 3 rows of this. But still, dude, look at that. That's a lot for, like, what, 5 minutes? Like, man. Alright, dudes, let's see here now. God, they're noisy, though. Just take as much out here. Alright, cool. And I know it's still dark right there, but, I'm going to do some stuff there here in a minute. So that's why I'm leaving it dark, so it's alright. Let's get it. Oh, wait, you know what? No, let's just do that. Alright, so, I have a crafting table in there, but I do want to just go ahead and drop the fish off, too, because, it'll save us some inventory space, so. But yeah, I think I'm going to dig deeper underground, and I'm just going to have, like, a ton of chests down there. Hooked up to hoppers and some not, just like so I can put stuff somewhere. Because, I have a lot of stuff, so, but that's cool, dude, look at all these fish. That's just craziness. I'm worried that a creeper's gonna come up to me, man. Raw fish. Alright, so now let's make more sea lanterns. Awesome sauce. And Prismarine bricks. Cool. Alright. Not enough though. Yeah. Let's grab all this out. Whoa, lagging. Yeah, you guys will also notice too, I have my autosave on now too, in case the world does decide to do that nonsense to me again. I won't lose so much progress, because I lost quite a freaking bit, and man, that was super annoying. So I don't want to do that again, so put on that autosave there a little bit. Alright, cool. Let's do the last few steps, And now I'm mostly, making bricks because it takes more to make. And I'm going to use a lot of these anyway. The Prismarine is nice, but it's not as pretty as the bricks, so we're going to use bricks for now. And then, basically we're going to get the groundwork laid as I usually do. I'm just going to start the groundwork, and then we'll go through and we'll do details and stuff like that. So it's cool. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and lay this down here like that, and later we'll come through and we'll put on details and shite. So it'll be cool. Whoop. And I don't want slimes down here, dude. I almost freaking made it. They're only spawning in that corner over there. I almost, managed to not get any slime chunks in this, and I was hoping I wouldn't, but, I'm going to, so it's alright, I guess. I'll put down, I don't know, slabs or something, too. Make sure they can't spawn in here. I'm not liking it, so. God, those things are noisy. Alright, we have the pad down now. So we need to, fancy it up a little bit. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn these guys down because, jeebus, man. They're freaking loud, dude. I'm wondering. No. Now you see some of them while on fire, you see they jump clear up into this portion with the glass. And now I'm wondering if I'm actually, losing a lot. It doesn't matter, because look at that. It's just like, wow, this thing's freaking crazy, guys. So, I'm not even worried about it. It's cool. But you know what I'm going to do? Let's turn these guys down a bit, because, Jesus, man. Let's go 10. Dude, man. You know, they're still so loud, though. Hopefully you guys can tolerate that. So, you know, let's... this is a 9x9 pad, so... Or not 9x9, I'm sorry. It's 9 on each side. So, 18, 20. So it's a 20x20 pad. So it's... Because, yeah, it's 9 from the left side of the chest, it's 9. And then from the right side of the chest, it's 9. And as well as, you know, front and back. So these two blocks in the center would make it 20. So it's 20x20, I believe. It better be. Anyway, dudes, you know, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's not, supposed. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, you know, let's pretty it up a little bit. You know, I like the designs they're kind of going with up top. So let me see here. That be, yeah. So if we go there, and there, that should be even. It's hard to tell, you know, because this isn't directly centered, but it should be cool. So let's do this. Get our sea lantern. Stay away from me, slimes. Okay. We need some dirt as well. Break this one off. Whoa. That was weird. I like flew forward. That was quite strange. I don't know what that was about. That was kind of weird. This here. Okay. And do this. I want to take that out and take that out. There we go. And so now, you know, when I do like get the stairs and stuff done, you know, that leads down into this little area, you'll, you know, come through this like a giant gate, which I think looks pretty cool. Let me see here now. You know, what I'd like to do is let's incorporate some new textures. All right, let's get some there and there. Nailed it. Dude, now I'm getting slime spawning all over the place, man. I don't like you. Leave me. Go away from me, you bothering me. Although, you know, the only good thing about it is I muchly enjoy getting your slime balls. Thank you. Do-do-do. Okay, cool. And then let's do another texture difference right in here. And I'm gonna have to use some dark prismarine somewhere too, you know, like, look really cool. Oh my god, I'm sure you guys can hear that. Noisy freaking drivers. You know what? Let's see. Let's go there. Cut these out. And then yeah, that looks kind of cool, except maybe, you know what? Let's do this. Let's reverse this pattern. Yeah. Cool, alright. And then here. Oops, wrong one. And there we go. Cool. And so yeah, my God, you guys are annoying. Jesus criminy. All right. And so, you know, cool. That looks good, I think. Oh no, is that not even? Oh, it is even. Great. I was momentarily, I was quite terrified. All right, nifty. So let's do that over here and here. Oh, there goes the po-po. Wow. Wow. He's going for somebody, boy. You know, actually, that might have been, that kind of sounded like this volunteer fire department truck, too, that always goes by. You know, it's a red Toyota, and, I don't know, it's always, like, flying by, you know. Alright, cool. And you know what I think I'm going to do? I'll be right back, guys. Alright, so now, let's go back down. Meow. Now, you know, I know that with one of the recent updates, we got new trophies for this game, and I was going to check and see what they were so that I can make sure I didn't do all of them, you know, maybe save an easy one that would be quick to do, so that when I finally, you know, do get something, you know, to record with that will show the trophy when I get it, you know, I could do that in one of my World Tour videos to prove to the, you know, never-ending haters that it's all legit. But, you know, I accidentally just got another trophy I didn't know we had because I haven't got a chance to check them yet. I used a bucket of lava for fuel up there, and I got a trophy. I think it was called Super Fuel. And so, yeah, that's one less trophy now that I could use, so hopefully that's not it. So now, you know, I'd like to use Dark Prismarine. And let's see here. It's hard to put that on way up there. Oops. Dude, cool. That actually kind of works. All right. And, you know, because we got that other Dark Prismarine right there, too. That's neat. So let's do this side, too. And here. Try not to pick up all the fish that I dropped on the ground. Let's see. You know what? Maybe we could just do that. Oh yeah, that looks cool. I like it. So let's get there. And then finish that. Oops. And there we go, dudes. And cool. Oh good, I didn't pick up the fish. Woo. 'Tis gone. And let's do that here too. And let's see. Hold on. Where are we going? God, it's lagging. 2 blocks. And so 1, 2, right here. Whoops. Dang it, man. Oh, my freaking headset's telling me my battery's low. The lady that's, you know, speaks to you on the headset, she's kind of abrupt. You know, she's not like, hey, babe, battery's kind of low. You know, you might want to plug that in. She's like, battery low! Plug me in! Hang on a second. And it would be a major bummer if my headset died in the middle of recording this. Alright. Just a second, guys. Let me plug in. Alright. Plugged in now. And everything's okay. Alright, cool. So now, you know what I want to do? Actually. Poops! Get that out. Uh-oh. Yep, we're uneven. Dang. Alright, guys, I gotta fix this now. As I was afraid, we were one block too shy here, so we need to jump out one more block. I gotta rebuild this. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna call it here. This video, I can't be sure, honestly, because I haven't been really keeping track of time, but I think this one's gonna run pretty long. And so, yeah, here we go. We have the... I'm hoping you guys like this design. I think it looks pretty cool. And you know, this little gap right here where I'm not gonna have these little, I guess they kind of look like ribs, you know, coming off. This will be just, I guess, another path that can lead out here. So we'll have the path that leads in and out at the front, the rear, the left. Well, I guess where I'm facing, that'll be the right, and the left side. So yeah, you know, I'm gonna just go ahead and replicate this design, and I'm gonna do it all the way around here. And yeah, so that's where we'll be next time. Although I'm sure I'm gonna do plenty of, you know, digging and stuff off cam as well. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you like how it's coming along. I think it's looking pretty sweet, and I'm excited. You know, I'm very excited. The build's coming along really, really well, and I'm super happy with it. I'm liking the designiness of it. Looks pretty good. So thanks so much, guys. I love you all. I love you all. And I will see you guys very soon for the next one. And for those of you that are interested in it, Resident Evil is coming. You know, I've just been really in the Minecraft zone, so I've been focusing on it. But don't worry, it's coming. I know some of you are waiting on that. Thanks so much, guys. I love you. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.